I've heard Joe Biden say that he's never discussed business with Hunter. That is false. I have firsthand knowledge about this because I directly dealt with the Biden family, including Joe Biden.
That, of course, the infamous Tony Bobulinski. What is old is new again, and how does it relate to events unfolding, and how has it now led to 3 committees all summoned together, and they're going after one objective. Remember, Bobulinski, who worked with Hunter Biden to create the joint venture Sinohawk Holdings, with Chinese energy company CEFC Holdings, was interested in providing testimony to the federal grand jury collecting evidence as part of the year-long investigation into the president's son. A source familiar with the matter told Fox News Digital, well, now the story all starts to twist back, doesn't it? You remember this email? Tony Bobulinski sharing it. Hunter Biden's famous, infamous, non-existent laptop later confirmed it all. And it was right down on the bottom. No one will ever forget 10 held by H for the big guy. Well, this email taking center stage again. District Attorney Weiss in the hot seat again. More information not lining up again. And it all stacking up against the Biden family. This message. Morning. Please let me know if we will do early dinner with your uncle and dad and where. Also, for document translation, do you want it simple Chinese or traditional? Bobulinski texted Hunter Biden on May 2nd of 2017. Hunter replied, Dad not in now until 11. Let me, I, and Jim, gotta love that, meet at 10 o'clock at Beverly Hilton where he's staying. Later, Bobulinski sent a text to Jim Biden, Joe's brother, on the same day, May 2nd, 2017, saying, great to meet you and spend some time together. Please thank Joe for his time. Was great to talk. Thanks, Tony B., of course, Tony Bobulinski again. This email will come into very clear focus shortly. The following day, May 3rd, 2017, Bobulinski sent another text to Jim Biden saying, morning, please let me know all set for things this morning. I don't have credentials to get into Milken. He's referring to a 2017 global conference, but the date is most relative because it's what happens a week after that makes everything start crumbling for the Biden family. That's the story we're going to cover today. That all relating back to Weiss saying he had the ability to do whatever he pleased, but now that's being refuted, and we may know why now. And why? Tony Bobulinski was never interviewed by Weiss. Amazing. Why do you think that is? I'm going to tell you in just a second. Now, before we get there, do me a huge favor. If you haven't subscribed to Lisa's channel, make sure you do. If you haven't subscribed to mine, she'll put a link just above. Can't tell you how much it means to me. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're alerted to upcoming notifications. Your shares and comments always appreciated. Your means of supporting me aren't here. They're at restrictedrepublic.com. So if you like this news, if you like the format, the delivery, please go to Restricted Republic. All our videos, Lisa Havens and mine, all published there. No commercials, no interruptions. We have no sponsors. We're beholden to no one but our audience. We did that on purpose. We knew where the news was headed. We knew they would continue to suppress, but that doesn't happen. We report on what we want, when we want, and how we want. Right now, to go ahead and enjoy that, news like you've never heard it before, use discount code REALJOURNALISM at monthly checkout. It's going to get you $3.99 a month for 2 years plus 14 days for free. That's how confident we are in the platform. Not a whole lot of profit in that, but it is more important that we get the message out in the format it should be put out in. No filters, no censors, no interruptions, nothing but stone cold, hard referenced facts. RestrictedRepublic.com. Get there now and then come back and watch this video. Joe Biden on May 3rd of 2017 spoke at a conference hosting a conversation with the 47th Vice President of the United States. That was all those emails that Bobulinski just sent, or text messages. The alleged meeting between Biden and Bobulinski on May 2nd, 2017 would have taken place 11 days before a May 13th, 2017 email. You know which email that is? All about the email appeared to identify Hunter Biden as the chair and vice chair, depending on an agreement with CEFC, the Chinese holding company, directly associated with the Chinese government, directly now associated with what appears to be money transfers back and forth. All about that email right there. 10 held by H for the big guy, but that's old news, isn't it? Not really, because it's now coming full circle into District Attorney Weiss, back to Merrick Garland, back to the decision-making ability, and back to Bobulinski offered to testify, contacted the district attorney for the grand jury, and never heard back from anyone. Silence. Why? He had an awful lot of information. He had all the emails necessary to connect all the dots. He had the cell phones necessary to go ahead and vet and validate it all. Man, that's somebody I'd want to call to a grand jury to get information, unless I truly didn't want to get information. And information that once it was on the record could not be refuted. The source told Fox News Bobulinski's lawyer reached out to U.S. Attorney for Delaware, David Weiss, and said Bobulinski was available. The source told Fox News Digital Bobulinski and his lawyers never heard back from them. The source also said the lawyers were baffled by the fact the prosecutors never sought Bobulinski's testimony. Well, that's really not too hard to connect the dots now, because lo and behold, what goes around comes around. IRS whistleblower Gary Shapley says he was barred from taking certain investigative steps that could have led to President Biden.
Weiss stated that he is not the deciding person on whether charges are filed. And he described the whole events that Weiss laid out at that meeting, which was his red letter meeting, where Weiss said he tried to go to the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office and they wouldn't approve it. And he was trying to go charge it elsewhere in California. And he was trying to seek special counsel authority, and that got denied. And so this was a shocker to the agents who were present. Darrell Walden, who attended it, the special agent in charge, and asked Darrell Walden, did I get this right? And Darrell Walden says, yes, you did.
Now, why does that all make a difference? What are they working so hard to hide? Hunter Biden's criminal case, what IRS whistleblower said about Joe Biden with the Department of Justice. I am blowing the whistle. This is from Shapley. Because the Delaware U.S. Attorney's Office, Department of Justice Tax Division, and Department of Justice provided preferential treatment and unchecked conflicts of interest in an important and high-profile investigation of President's son, Hunter Biden. I've read this to you before, just going back through to connect all the dots. According to Shapley, Weiss said the U.S. Attorney Matthew Graves would not allow Weiss to charge Biden in Washington, D.C. You just heard that. I expressed to the United States Attorney Weiss several concerns with how this case had been handled from the beginning. The meeting was very contentious and ended quite awkwardly. Well, now we start to find out why. Because they didn't want the information on the record. It's why Bobulinski was never interviewed. It would have, beyond a shadow of a doubt, one of Hunter Biden's direct business associates, documenting everything with the transactions in question, has all the relative backup to cell phones, to text, to emails, vetted and validated by Hunter Biden's laptop, now vetted and validated by Shapley's testimony. This is a mega problem. This is catastrophic for the Biden family. Shapley testified the IRS obtained a WhatsApp message, even going further, dated July 30th of 2017 from Hunter Biden to Chinese businessman Henry Zhao. PolitiFact has not seen the WhatsApp message directly, but according to Shapley, Hunter Biden wrote, I am sitting here with my father. You remember this now. And would like to understand why the commitment has not been fulfilled. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. What the commitment was and whether Joe Biden was present are still unclear. But unfortunately now you have a preponderance of evidence stacking up. The second whistleblower said Hunter Biden deducted on his taxes 2 nights of hotel room stays for his father in California in 2018. The IRS shared with prosecutors its plan to interview Hunter Biden's associate Rob Walker, hoping to ask Walker about an email that said 10 held for the big guy. It's not clear who the email was to. Shapley said they wanted to ask who the big guy was, but that Wolf said in a December 3rd, 2020 meeting that she did not want to ask about the big guy and did not want to ask questions about Dad. Wow. What a concerted effort Walker told agents that Joe Biden just said hello to everybody. I don't even think he drank water, Hunter Biden said. I may be trying to start a company or trying to do something with these guys, and could you? And I think he was like, well, if I'm around, he'd show up. That, all about Hunter Biden, the deals he's trying to make, and Joe Biden, of course, it appears, giving his support by simply being in the room. And when you piece this all together, you find out this mechanism was operating around him, and by his mere presence was supported, and all these other guys got to profit, and much of that money flowing into the Biden family. 24H and 10 held for the big guy. You see how this always comes back around. Of course, Weiss refuting it all. I want to make clear I had ultimate authority to do everything he stated in the letter to Jim Jordan. But there's a whole lot more swirling around this now, isn't there, Hunter? The man at the center of it all, because we were told that the laptop was never real, but then later, finally, even Washington Post having to come out and validate it. We were told, well, we can listen to good old Ron, at the time White House Chief of Staff.
Of course, the president's confident that his son didn't break the law. But most importantly, as I said, that's a matter that's going to be decided by the Justice Department, by the legal process. It's something that no one at the White House has involvement in.
Well, it appears now that if Weiss couldn't make the decisions, and the decisions were coming out of Garland, then the White House may have had a hand in what was being done or not done. I'm sitting here with my father. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father over and over again, message after message. Another WhatsApp message. The Bidens are the best I know at doing exactly what the Chinese chairman wants from this partnership. Please, let's not quibble over peanuts. Well, it appears everyone was trying to brush those peanuts under the rug because we've known all about this. For longer than most realize, Hunter Biden, Burisma, and corruption, the impact on the U.S. government policy and related concerns, U.S. Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Government Affairs many, many, many years ago, Hunter Biden and Devon Archer engaged in numerous financial transactions with Chinese nationals who had deep connections with the Communist Chinese government. These Chinese nationals, including Yi Jinping, founder of CEFC, China Energy, all their subsidiaries, chairman of the board for its subsidiary, Chinese Energy Fund Committee. They also included Gong Wingdong, who was Yi Jinping's associate and reportedly executed transactions for the company. They go further all the way down to the actual transactions. This is how much information already previously existed on this. Hold on, I'm almost there. There you go. Let's zoom in on that just a little bit larger. Gong Wingdong, Robert Hunter Biden, transactions, 2017, 99,000, 101,000, a couple million, 10 million, 5 million, all documented. Where did it go? To Hudson West Holdings, one of Hunter's companies, Robert Hunter Biden, James B. Biden, Sarah Jones Biden. But what happened? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I've never seen the level of cover-up that's happening. To Jim Biden from Tony Bobulinski. Hope you and your family are well, safe, and healthy. You can imagine my shock when reading the report yesterday put out by the Senate committee. The fact that you and Hunter Biden were lying to Rob, James, and I while accepting $5 million from CEFC is infuriating. And so disappointing based on the years of work that James, Rob, and team invested to get things done. Looks like they are looking under every rock relative to CEFC and Dong. I have gotten calls and just not responded. A business associate scorn, pushed to the wayside. Whistleblower original, not even interviewed by the district attorney, Weiss, who said he had all the authority. So either he's incompetent at doing his job, or he knew not to look under the carpet of corruption. Whistleblowers, DOJ told IRS not to interview Biden's family members or ask questions about big guy or dad. Another problematic move by Department of Justice in Hunter Biden case, the witness they didn't put before the grand jury was the one who held everything. He had the emails. He had the proof. But now, 3 committees in Congress finally will be working together. The House Judiciary, the Oversight Committee, and the Ways and Means Committee will be working together. One of the first times in history we've seen that happen.
I think 3 U.S. attorneys we need to talk to. There's the assistant attorney, this Leslie Wolf, who Mr. Shapley talks about a lot. She's the one who said, canceled a search warrant that they were wanting to do. She's the one who said you can't ask, when you're interviewing people, you can't ask about President Biden. You can't use the term the big guy. So there's 3 DOJ attorneys. There's other assistant U.S. attorneys. And there's 2 FBI agents who are at this now, I think, somewhat well-known meeting that Mr. Shapley says was his red line meeting. This October 7th, 2022 meeting was when David Weiss said he didn't have charging authority, which, again, contradicts what Merrick Garland said under oath when the United States Senate was asking him questions.
So I'm sure your big question is what's going to happen. Well, more than likely, they'll find a patsy. They'll find a fall guy. Who will that fall guy be? In my opinion, more than likely, it will be Weiss or Garland. Hunter already escaping charges. They won't allow it to progress to the presidential office. You fully well know that, no matter what these committees attempt to do. And that's a shame in so many ways. I can't even begin to explain it. When you have influence so deeply embedded in your own family, influence from our public enemy number 1, China, there should be further repercussions, but we've seen how this system of justice or injustice works. So my guess, again, is Merrick Garland, they will run impeachment proceedings. That will more than likely end the chain. However, there could be a trump card involved, and not Donald Trump himself. They could simply look to remove Joe Biden from running and let the Biden family slip silently away into the night. And more than likely, that is the scenario we'll see, because this is just too much information to go away. And the wheels of our government, although they work slowly in events like this, work very quickly to make sure the elites are always looked after and protected. I love you all. I'll continue to bring you further developments. I certainly hope on this one I'm wrong, but I don't believe I am. We love you all. Until next time, Godspeed and God bless. Justice Knight, signing out.